This is News 4 at 10.
Short-term rentals stirring up concerns across the St. Louis metro. St. Louis City and Sunset Hills both working to regulate the properties, and now the city of St. Charles is entering that conversation. Leaders there suspect some are running these rentals illegally. This is News 4 at 10 on air and streaming. I'm Samantha Jones.
And I'm Corey Stark. Local leaders laser focused on short-term rentals in tonight's city council meeting.
News 4's David Amilati is live near City Hall tonight to tell us exactly what came out of this. David.
You know, when we're talking about short-term rentals, we're really talking about things like Airbnb, VRBO. This is a conversation that city leaders, really the community here in St. Charles, has been talking about since last December. The city wants control, but also flexibility for future tourists.
The amendment I'm going to offer this evening.
There are more than 60 short-term rentals peppered throughout St. Charles, 40 in and around historic Main Street alone. The city believes more than 100 short-term rentals are operating illegally right now.
Where we're always trying to look and trying to create a tourist attraction. Main Street goes nuts if they don't get their way on some issues. And we're bringing all this business in here, but you just want them to stay in the hotels, I guess.
Lindenwood University's growth is a big factor. The university just went Division I earlier this year. Ward 6 council member Justin Faust wants the city to be able to handle an influx of guests. He says the city stands to make about $500,000 in tax revenue.
The bill in front of us isn't talking about banning Airbnbs, but it's not going to open the floodgates either.
The new proposal to regain control. This includes conditional use permits required in residential areas, a 500-foot buffer preventing 7 or 8 short-term rentals on a single block, and originally a 1% cap on housing units in St. Charles.
30,000 housing units citywide, no more than 1% of those could become short-term rentals, and so roughly that translates to a maximum permitted within the city 300 short-term rentals.
But not everyone is on board with that 1% number.
We can come to a group to cut 1% to a different number for a while until we see how this plays out.
Now, that amendment did pass tonight, but there's a change. They dropped the number from 1% of all households in St. Charles to 1/2. So that means only 150 units across the entire city of St. Charles. Council members say they will come back to the table to discuss that limit if it's maxed out. There is a second reading needed for this amendment that'll happen in 2 weeks at City Council. Live in St. Charles, David Amilati, News 4.
All right, David, we'll watch for an update then. Thank you.